everyone, welcome back to Bits and Bob's Divination. My name is Caitlin, and today we're going to be looking into your week ahead with a twist as well as into your chakras. So let's go ahead and get started. So as I mentioned, we're going to be looking into your week ahead, but on top of just the energy of your week ahead, we're also going to be looking into your chakras. So if you're not familiar with chakra systems, don't worry. I will be letting you know more about them within each of your individual readings, but we will be using the Chakra Love oracles, this Chakra Love oracle set of cards. So we'll be looking more into those with each of your piles. But another thing I wanted to mention is thank you so much for coming and watching with me. If you're interested in more of these types of readings or magical creative content, please be sure to give this video a like as well as subscribe. Everyone who's already subscribed so far, thank you so much for joining and enjoying these readings with me. It makes it so much more fun to be reading for people. So thank you so much for being here. And to those who have decided to join in, please be sure to subscribe if you're interested. So let's go ahead and look at each of the piles individually and see which one is resonating with you. As always, use your intuition to figure out which pile is for you. But for this very first pile, we have here some dandelion tops. So like as a dandelion grows, it also drops these tops off of the top when the sun part of it is over, and then the seeds sort of come out, and then you can make a wish on the dandelion. So this is like the sunny element of the dandelion, as well as we have here some tiger's eye. It's very beautiful, and that is the tiger's eye stone. So if this is resonating with you, then this might be the pile for you. As for pile 2 here, we have amethyst with these really pretty little ribbons. It's a very pretty stone, as well as these wild violets here. So it's a very pretty flower as well. So if this is resonating with you, then this is the pile for you. And then for pile 3, we have the this tumbled piece of rose quartz. It's a very soft stone. And then we also have here a little jar of shells. It's like crushed freshwater shells that have broken off those little pieces. They're very magical and lovely. So if you're interested in either of these, or if they're resonating, then pile 3 might be the group for you. Oh my goodness. The reason why I had to do not only just the jars is because if I didn't have the stones there to go along with them, they just started to roll all over the place. So that's part of the reason why you have 2 different choices here. So use your intuition. We're going to go ahead and take a deep breath together here right now so you can make a better decision. So feel free to take on either pile 1, 2, or 3. We'll get started with pile 1, but just before that, I do want to mention if you feel like more than one pile is calling to you, then feel free to watch both. There might just be a special message between the both of them. Or all 3. So there is no limit. You can always go back and watch a different pile if one you thought was resonating but wasn't. And there's no rule to this. So I'll go ahead and let you guys choose which pile. Feel free to pause. The timestamps will be down below, and we'll get started with pile 1. Hello group 1. If you decided to choose this stone of tiger's eye as well as this vial or jar of dandelion buds, then this is the pile for you. So glad to have you guys here. So we're going to be using kind of a different deck this time. So we're using the Everyday Tarot, as well as the Secret Garden Oracle and the Chakra Love Oracle, as well as the Charms and my own homemade watercolor oracle. So let's go ahead and get started with you. I hope you guys had a wonderful week last week and that things have sort of maybe calmed down for you, possibly, or, that there's been balance in your life. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're looking for group 1's week ahead. So like what's going on for group 1? Group 1, week ahead. What do you guys have going on? Group 1's week ahead. Group 1's week ahead. We're looking into the week ahead for Group 1. Group 1's week ahead. Group 1's week ahead. Group 1's week ahead. Group 1's week ahead. This one. Okay, so we have the Page of Wands here. Very cool card to be getting. I love that Page of Wands, by the way. Just in general, this deck is stunning. So, Group 1, Group 1's week ahead. Group 1's week ahead. Let me know down in the comments, by the way, if you guys enjoy me shuffling on camera. I know it takes longer, but I think there's just something nice about it. So let me know down below if you're for the shuffling on camera. Group 1's week ahead. Group 1's week ahead. Something about right here has been calling me too. Of course, the Empress. The reason why I say that is just like ever since I got this deck, it was one of my favorite cards in the deck. So it's just really cool that you guys got it. And she's a wonderful energy to be getting for your week. Very nurturing and loving. So Group 1's week ahead. Group 1's week ahead. What do we have going on for the week ahead for Group 1? Group 1's week ahead. I will say this is not the jumperiest of decks. So I have to kind of use more of my intuition than just let the cards speak for themselves. So if you see me pulling more cards, that's probably why. So Group 1's week ahead. Oh, I say that and then we get a jumper card. So here we are. Oh, we got 2. Okay, we got way too many. I'm just going to go with the top one just because I don't want to overwhelm the messages here for the week. And I find that this deck, as much as I love it, the gilded edges still need broken in a little bit more. So sometimes they stick together. So anyway, you now have the Ace of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, and the Empress. So let's see what we have going on for your other oracles here. So now we'll look for your secret garden message. Group 1's week ahead. Group 1's week ahead. Okay. So here we have, breathe. Slow down and contemplate the tea, violets and ivy, tangled around the eaves. Just breathe. Wow, that's always a lovely message. It's important to breathe on just a human level, but it's also important to be sure that you're slowing down, taking that time to enjoy the breath, enjoy those little moments, and just calm yourself down. So there might be something that's overwhelming you, and it's important to breathe this week. So if you're not very aware of chakras, there's 7 different chakras. Well, there's many different ones, but the main 7 are in this deck. So we're gonna just see where should you be balancing your energy this week? Where can we be finding more balance in your chakras this week? Okay, so here we are. I think this is interesting because it showcases Amethyst on the back here. And it also says third eye chakra, Amethyst, your intuition. Intuition is the little thing, that little tug that pulls you towards your light. So we've got intuition going on. Nice. Okay, so we have one more to go. Right. What else do we have going on here? You guys have kind of a well-rounded week, it almost feels like. Nothing too, not necessarily, there's just nothing too crazy, it seems like. So, week ahead, Group 1. We have, oh my goodness, do you see this? I mean, I'm sure you can't see it yet, but it says, trust your intuition, and you got intuition for your third eye, which is located between your 2 eyes, on your forehead. So, trust your intuition this week. Make sure you're breathing enough. On a health standpoint, too, If you tend to get headaches a lot or something like that, it could be because you're blocking your intuition or you're not breathing enough to get air and oxygen to your brain. So be sure to maybe do some breathing exercises this week. Those could be really helpful for you. Also, if you hear a humming in the background, the air just kicked on, so don't worry about that. It's just, it gets a little bit hot in the summer. So, okay, here we are. So I'll show you the cards up close because I want to invite you guys, because I tend to forget to tell you, but I want to invite you to use your own intuition. And seeing as you got intuition this week, I feel like it's important for you to maybe look at these cards with the Empress, the Page of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles, and just see if there's anything before I even put what my intuition is telling me to you. So, this is sort of an exercise all your own, but just take a breath right now. We'll take one together. And just see if you're seeing anything pop out to you, if there's certain things in the imagery, if they give you a sense of something, if something is triggered in your mind because of the people or the images or the colors, or just something is triggered whether you know why or not. These might be things that you should be looking into this week or trusting your intuition on this week. And this is an exercise you can always do for yourself. So just take the time to breathe and look at what's around you, and maybe even see if there's signs happening around you, signs in nature, signs in numbers, anything like that that's speaking to you this week. That could be really important. Besides that, though, we have this, I'm going to talk about this Ace of Pentacles first. So we have the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles, basically any ace, is telling you that you are at the beginning of something. And particularly with Pentacles, it's showcasing the beginning of a new business venture, a new financial endeavor, something like a new job, a new workplace, or even just a new idea that you're bringing towards your work this week, towards the things that provide you money or prosperity, something like that. Material matters, So there might be just something like a new project, maybe a new place in which you're working, a new way of thinking. That could be happening this week. And I also see that because the Page of Wands here. All right, so the battery just died, so if things look a little strange, that's why I had to change the batteries. But I wanted to talk about this Page of Wands, right? So the Page of Wands represents a younger person, someone with young youth. They're very adventurous, this Page of Wands. They're very adventurous. So whatever new adventure that you want to, or new business adventure, or business venture in general, or like something having to do with jobs and work and finances and prosperity, somewhere in there, you're getting really inspired to try something that you haven't normally tried before. Something very different for you, something you don't normally get to, get to experience. So there might even be that you're being promoted to something that you've not been in before, or you feel maybe slightly inexperienced in because you're younger in this field. But I think that you're going to take it with stride, because the Page of Wands doesn't really hesitate. Like the Page of Swords, hesitation. The Page of Wands, they just go straight to it. They just go for it, and they're like, okay, I'm inspired. I'm going to try it and just see what happens. It's like a whole new adventure, right? So you also have here the Empress. And the Empress, she is female energy. So outside of this business venture, you might be chatting up your mom this week. You might be saying, hey, hello, how are you? Just chatting and maybe connecting with your mom this week, or someone who you found very motherly in your life. So that could be a very a best friend, an older sister, or they just seem very motherly to you, someone like that, even grandmotherly. You might just want to talk to them this week, or they might be reaching out to you this week. Also, besides that, the Empress also talks about fertility. So fertility of ideas, fertility in a very physical sense. But it can just mean that you're gestating something, right? So you're in the middle of creating something this week. So if you are pregnant, then you probably already know that. But if you are not, then it can just be that you might be finding that this new business ventures or this new financial thing or prosperity based thing. It can be, just a new project. I just see a lot of new things that you are attempting to create or attempting to add inspiration to then, because fertility doesn't necessarily mean birth. It just means like it's like fertilizing your garden so things will grow. So how are you fertilizing your ideas? How are you, trying to create something out of that? That's happening for you this week. So trust your intuition on how these things are growing. Like if they're going to be growing, if you need to take more time, because the Ace of Pentacles, unlike the other aces, sometimes showcase things that are also going to take more time. They're more long-term projects, right? So the Page of Wands, as much as you're excited, it's not going to be something it might take all week, it might be something that isn't going to happen right away. It's just something that's going to take a bit more time to create. And then we also have here with the breathe, I'm just seeing more of that slow energy that I was talking about with that Ace of Pentacles, that you just really need to breathe, slow down, work through the problem. I mean, that you're not maybe the best at it yet, but that's okay. Nobody's the best at everything. Just trust your intuition, trust where you want to go with these projects, because I think you're just trying to create something in a business venture or just something where you're just excited to create, really, but more on like a physical sense. So it also can mean that you're wanting to work with your hands this week. I'm seeing that too, like you, especially with her offering this pomegranate and the offering of the Ace of Pentacles. I see it more of like you're being either offered this chance, so there might be an opportunity, like I was saying with the promotion, or you're being offered a job or being offered a chance for a new opportunity that you've not been able to before. And just like slow down, breathe. Also with contemplate, I just think that you need to contemplate the idea too. It doesn't mean you have to take it, but it might be offered to you this week. Also, I want to mention with these Chakra Love cards, if you're familiar with crystals and such, amethyst, which is this stone right here, all of these amethyst here, they are, and I mean this is like more of that picture of the amethyst, they are stones in which actually help with your intuitive sense. So they're very psychic but slightly grounding types of stones and energy. So I just think if you have amethyst, or if you work with crystals, amethyst would be a great one to have around you, carry in your pocket. If you have it in jewelry, maybe wear it this week. It could be really helpful for you to help with your intuition, to bring out that ability for you. And just a reminder to maybe stop, breathe, ground yourself back down, to actually listen to the intuition and the signs that are coming in, and how your body and gut reaction is speaking to you this week. So basically, I'm just going to say to trust your intuition on whatever this is that's coming in terms of like business and such. I just feel it feels very businessy, like it feels more formal, something on that level. But I also just see like some family chilling and, growing something, young, exciting, intuitive energy happening here, and to just slow down and breathe. So let's go ahead and get started with your charms, group 1, because I'm really interested to know what they are. I'm always interested. I love seeing what the charms have to say, because they can tell us so much more than they just tell you some of those details that maybe you wouldn't get from the cards. All right, group 1, so let's go ahead and get started with these charms. Group 1, we're looking for group 1 energy of the week, where this intuition is coming from, all of that. So group 1. Okay, so that was like a nice little drop. Sometimes it just like makes this really nice sound. So I'm going to pick up the ones that are upside down, and then sort of, actually that one wasn't upside down, and just see what is going on here for you, group 1. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in here so you can see what's going on a little bit. So there we are. for you, group 1. Might even actually go in a little bit closer. There we are. So there's nothing down here that you're missing. So let's go ahead and start with what's in your focus ring this week. And what I think is interesting that popped up is that we have breathe, right? So we had slow down, contemplate the tea, violets, and ivy tangled around the eaves. And when I'm seeing this tangled around the eaves, right? So I feel like there might have been something that got tangled up, like a situation that just words got twisted, or there's just something that needs like maybe even physically cleaned out, because we have this what's it called, bottled up charm, like you're holding something and you're bottling something up and it's becoming heavier and heavier. It's a lot to hold on to. It's kind of 10 of Wands energy, if you're aware of that, but on a more earthly plane. So you might have like financial worries that are sort of that have been bottled up, or things that are just starting to overwhelm you. And I think it's important to breathe, because this is the charm of breathing. It's the charm of I'm pretty sure it's called Adderall, I'm not for sure, but basically it's like the top to a certain medicine you'd put in a machine that helps you to breathe if you have like asthma and stuff. So for this, I just feel like it's important to breathe this week, to take things in, to slow down, maybe count to 10 while you breathe, and really don't just breathe, but take like deep, very helpful breaths. And I think that's going to be really important for you, because that popped up in 2 different ways. So if you're not taking enough time to process what's in this bottle and try to process what's going on around you, maybe process this new energy that's coming in, and make sure you don't just like with this Page of Wands energy, I think you might just like want to just right into that opportunity, which is great to have that enthusiasm there. But if you don't take time to process it, it might leave you in a difficult situation. So be sure to process this week, to take that time that you need. You also have the thimble, which I think of as like, trying not to stub your toes, trying not to get poked by a needle, trying to keep yourself safe. So I think of it as safety. And with this bottled charm and it being near breathing, I'm also seeing, since we still have the virus happening right now at the time of this reading anyway, you could be watching this a while after, since it's a timeless read, but if you're getting this reading closer to the actual date in which I post this, then COVID's still out. So be sure to also, with breathing, make sure you're protecting yourself, you're wearing the proper gear, because things are opening up right now, and as great as that is to have that summer energy, you have to really be sure to continue to protect yourself. So keep up on that as well. That's sort of a message that's coming in. Speaking more on that financial matter with the Ace of Pentacles here, you have between the Action Moon and the if you're familiar with tarot, the 8 of Pentacles sort of refinement energy. I feel you are refining yourself and your finances. I just see a lot of financial stuff going on here, because we have the little bell that showcases finances are coming in, you're gonna get paid. So that's coming into action this week. So you might be getting paid this week, or you might be getting a little extra, or a bonus, or where that promotion is coming in, you might be getting just a little extra this week. Or you might just be lucky and find 25 cents just hanging around, or a couple bucks, I just see a lucky energy around it. We also have over here this is the charm that makes me think of little bubbles when you're a kid, when you like to go outside and it has more of that breathe element, right? That you're maybe feel like you're in a bubble. That's what I'm sort of seeing. So maybe you're feeling a little bit in a bubble right now, or you feel like you have to stay in a bubble, and because you're keeping yourself protected, but it's important to continue to do so. So just find time to enjoy life within your bubble, There's still wonderful, beautiful things to be had and to be done, and to create and to find opportunity in. I see you also finding hope this week, or guidance this week. So someone might be coming in and guiding you. Maybe this Empress energy could be coming in and helping to guide you with your intuition, or they might be offering intuition or motherly intuition this week, because we also have the Star, which is all about guidance and being guided, as well as finding hope. So they might be bringing you hope, or bringing you a new perspective this week. And I'm also seeing like you're opening yourself up to them, because if the shell falls this way, then that means you kind of closed yourself off, you're keeping yourself protected. But here you're feeling very open with them, more vulnerable with them. So I think you're going to have more vulnerable conversations. You're going to feel a little like you need to sort of clip yourself to them, because that's the paper clip. So I just see you coming in and being like, here's what's happening, here's all this stuff. I just see you kind of like having a conversation maybe with your mother this week that you need to have. And what's interesting is you have 2 different leaves here right between this heart, okay? So one leaf showcases growth, and the other leaf showcases like you're hibernating because it's got a little bit of snow on it, right? So I see you maybe you're confiding with your mom or with someone with this sort of motherly, grandmothery, feminine, divine feminine energy. I see you talking with them and finding this guidance, but maybe you even need some guidance within love too. You don't necessarily have to talk to your mom about that, but I do see that coming in, because there's part of you that wants to grow and like have that love come into your life, but the other part of you feels like you can't, like you're being kind of like you're having to wait right now, like this isn't the time. So there might just be a bit of battling that energy right now, especially since I see also the adventurous side of the Page of Wands, which can showcase sort of a like get out there and go to the bars, get very out there with everything. So I see you wanting to go after love this week, or trying to seek love, or if you are in a relationship, maybe things you feel like one day it's growing and things are going really well with them and everything's really good, but then the next day it's just like kind of stagnant, there's not much happening. So just find balance there. Trust your intuition to know like why. Usually it's just a miscommunication, or just like things aren't being said. So be sure not to be bottling things up. Like use your breath also to speak this week, and speak up about like what you want out of a relationship, or where you want your relationship to go. Like just speak about those things and breathe through them, and be sure to be calm in those situations where you talk and speak to them. So outside of that, I'm going to go ahead and close this off for you guys with a recap. So basically, lots of breathing energy. Just take time to breathe so that you can trust your intuition and hear your intuition this week. If you want to open your third eye chakra, be sure to use Amethyst this week. That's very important if you have Amethyst. If you don't have Amethyst but you want to get Amethyst, it's a very inexpensive and very easily found stone, so that's really helpful if you'd like to get that this week. There's also new business ventures, new jobs, maybe new promotions, money matters coming in, something new and fresh and a new beginning. You also have the Page of Wands here, so you might be like seeking out adventure, wanting to go out and do things, being more adventurous with your ideas, and just letting some of that like younger sort of excitement come in this week. And then lastly, chat with your mom, chat with your grandma, chat and talk and have conversations of guidance and good intuitive conversations with the people around you who support you, especially this Empress energy. It could be an older sister or a sister in general, usually. But if you feel like this energy is about someone who's male, then, go with your intuition there. But usually it's a very female typed person, so that's sort of the archetype. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and close that off for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. Everyone who's been watching, and oops, just dropped that one. I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed recently. If you're interested in seeing more of the readings that I do other week ahead readings, as well as some creative magical content, and I'm planning to bring in even more different types of readings. So if you're interested in that, please feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Also, I'd love to know if this resonated with you, or if you talked to your mom this week. Let me know now, or even at the end of the week, because I'd love to know in the comments down below about how your week went. And also be sure to give it a like because I forgot to mention that one there. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. It seems like it's going to be a really good one for you. So again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Hello group 2, if you decided to choose these wild violets in this vial as well as this piece of amethyst, then this is the pile for you. So I'm going to go ahead and set this down over here. Today we're going to be using the charms as always, as well as the watercolor handmade oracle that I have over here. But we're going to be using slightly different decks this time. So we're using the Everyday Tarot as well as the Secret Garden oracle. And then what's kind of cool is we're going to be using this Chakra Love deck, which has different types of crystals on the back to help balance your chakras. So we're going to be looking into how to balance your chakras this week. If you're not familiar with chakras, then I'll talk and touch on it a little bit for you for your specific one that you get chosen. So let's go ahead and get started. So I hope you guys had a wonderful week last week and that this week continues to be well for you. Let's go ahead and do your your tarot cards. So your 3 different tarot cards. This tarot deck tends to be a little bit chunky, so I'm going to use more of my intuition than jumper cards. But let me know down in the comments below if you guys are interested in me doing this on camera, the shuffling on camera, because I've been doing it since the beginning, but I'd like to know if this is something that actually is something you enjoy, because I personally like seeing what falls out and, you know, putting my energy through the camera screen. So I'd love to know if that resonates for you guys and if you guys enjoy that. So let me know down below. Also, I should just let the cards know what we're doing. So we're looking for group 2. We're looking for your week ahead. So what do you guys have going on for your week ahead for group 2? Group 2's week ahead. Group 2's week ahead. The week ahead for group 2. So I'm feeling honestly both of these cards. So we have the 9 of Pentacles and the 7 of Swords. Interesting. So let's see what else we get going on. Group 2's week ahead. Group 2's week ahead. Okay, so I'm going to take the one that's on the top there. So we have the Queen of Wands. All right. So those are your cards for this week. So now that we have your 3 tarot cards, let's see what you have going on for your oracle cards here with the Secret Garden. Group 2, we're looking for group 2. All right, week ahead for group 2 we have, here it is, Serenity. Value quiet days with only the rustling leaves breaking the silence. Ah, what a beautiful scene. Serenity. That's lovely. So now we're going to go ahead and do your chakra love. So we're going to see which chakra you need balancing. What chakra does group 2 need to balance and work on this week to help with the week that is coming for them. So group 2's week ahead with chakra balancing. Week ahead with chakra balancing. Group 2's week ahead. Okay, so I'm feeling this one. So this is tourmaline. That's the back, is the stone tourmaline. I personally have some black tourmaline here, but this is pink and green tourmaline, so you can look up the differences there. But we have the third eye chakra. So the third eye is right between your 2 eyes, so like right on your brow bone there, right between your 2 eyebrows. That's where that chakra sort of lies. And it's all about your intuition. But in this case, what they want you to focus on is not really your actual intuition itself, but we have the word trust here. Trust your intuition. It is in contact with the higher source of knowledge. So that's really interesting. The third eye chakra is one of the ones that a lot of people really enjoy working with. It has stuff to do with dream states. It has to do with sort of like other realms. It's kind of more of the imaginative and It's the chakra most people are like, yes, open that chakra. That's the one I want to play around with. But it's also one you definitely have to trust. You can have intuition, but if you don't trust that gut feeling, you're not going to be able to make always the best or higher self decisions that you'd need to. So this week is all about trusting that intuition, trusting where that's taking you. So let's go ahead and do your last pull here. So group two, we're looking for group 2's week ahead. Outside of, we've got 3. All right, I swear every time the Queen of Wands pops up, we're always getting a bunch of these, which I think is interesting. So let's see what we have here. Ooh, so we have dive into the deep, right? You are manifesting and head in the clouds. Okay, so those are all really lovely. Head in the clouds is sort of popping up here with this 7 of Swords situation. So first, I'm going to go ahead and kind of almost work my way this way, because we have the 9 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Pentacles is a great card to get. It showcases that, like, you have been working towards something. You have been trying. You are manifesting, basically. You are literally manifesting this week. You're manifesting your goals. You're harvesting them, because as you can see here, she's been working towards these grapes, right? So your grapes can represent anything. It can represent a goal. It can represent a new work thing. It can represent that thing that you've always wanted and you finally achieved. It's about achieving something and now getting and harvesting the rewards that come with that. So you're manifesting this into your life. You're trying to get to the point where you can harvest. I think you're going to be manifesting that harvest coming in this week. So I think this week is the time to manifest that and dive deep into that. Like, really dive into manifesting that. But because you are manifesting, other people can sometimes get a little jealous or sometimes try to steal your thunder, They're almost kind of stealing your serenity away. They're trying to take that away. So while you're over here, like, manifesting your thing, doing the best that you can, achieving your amazing goals, if you keep your head in the clouds and you sort of like are, on cloud 9 with all of this, I feel like you're going to be a little sideswiped. Someone's going to come in and sort of steal your thunder. So be sort of alert. Trust your intuition on that. You're going to maybe feel like a pull, like somebody's maybe trying to steal something from you, steal your thunder, steal literally from what you're manifesting. So someone, like, if you think of this in terms of like harvesting, someone's trying to steal your grapes. They're trying to steal your good stuff. Because the 7 of Swords is sort of like sneaky, trying to blindside you, steal something from you. They're trying to take even maybe your ideas. Maybe you're having new ideas that you're trying to manifest this week, and you will eventually reap those rewards because of this idea. But someone might be like, oh no, I'm going to take that idea for myself. So if you're working in a group right now, especially in a group with someone possibly like this Queen of Wands energy, if you have someone who exudes like they're optimistic and nice, but they also are, they're kind of like bold, and they could be slightly ruthless. The Queen of Wands is also slightly magical because we have this cat at the bottom, so there's sort of a magical element to them, so they might be doing something more magically that's sort of stealing from you, especially if you're into magic and you use manifestation. But if you're just like not into magic and stuff like that, then they just might be sort of trying to steal from you. So this Queen of Wands, I really feel is this character right here, stealing your ideas, trying to steal your serenity, trying to steal your optimism possibly this week. So don't give in to it. Don't let that head of the clouds energy try to steal, what you should be getting. These are your rewards. Don't let them try to maybe even take the spotlight from you, because the Queen of Wands, it could be a female energy. It's definitely maybe a female energy, or someone who exudes sort of feminine energy in that way, is sort of trying to steal from you this week, I know I keep repeating it, but they're they're not very nice. So if you feel like you know who this Queen of Wands is, I invite you to look into the card too. So like maybe trust your intuition. Maybe you'll kind of know who this is. But as the week goes on, it might be something that you're going to be like, ooh, I think this person is trying to steal from me. Be aware of it, don't keep that head in the clouds energy that it's just going to kind of blindside you if you stay on cloud 9 and you don't realize that they're there. The Queen of Wands also has sort of a mysterious energy. They're also very social. So like I think of them as like the person who hosts the parties, who was the mom that always hosted their kids' parties and has all the cute little juice boxes and that kind of stuff. I think of her in that way. So she's really lovely on the surface, but she's also sort of a gossip. She can be a little bit, there's a double-edged side to her, so she can be a bit fiery, and in your face. They know what they want and they're gonna get it. So be aware of their sneaky energy. Make sure no one's trying to steal from you. And I don't want to freak anyone out, because it can also just mean like if you have a friend that's a Queen of Wands, just be sure that they're not trying to overtake your thunder. They might not purposely be trying to steal from you or steal the spotlight from you or try to steal what you're harvesting, but just be aware of it. Just be aware and use your intuition and trust that, because it's going to be different for each of you, how severe or how little this situation is really. We also have the dive into the deep. So the dive into the deep honestly is just giving me water vibes. So if you feel like you haven't seen the water in a while, maybe this is the week where you're going to be able to go see waves, or maybe even if you're interested in like surfing or water sports, I just see some of that happening. Or if you're interested in swimming as a sport, I see maybe that happening. But if not, then you might just be diving deep, like taking meditative baths to trust your intuition with, or maybe something that you're manifesting has something to do with water. Trust your intuition and just sort of see what that is for you, because it can be very different for each of you. Diving into the deep also can mean that you're like really diving into what you're wanting to harvest and pursue over here. So it can just mean that you're like really dedicated. And because of that, you're so dedicated that you're almost too close to the situation that you might not see that this is happening behind the scenes. So anyway, I've talked a lot on the cards. We need to move on to the charms. So let's go ahead and do that for you guys here. Very interesting week. I hope that, things get resolved with whatever's happening here, and that maybe it doesn't even happen because you are trusting your intuition and seeing that before it even can become something really bad. So, or blown up, or, just take your spotlight without them in the way. So let's go ahead and get started with your charms. So we're looking for the week ahead for group 2. The week ahead for group 2. The week ahead for group 2. Group 2. Okay. So, you've got a few things happening here, and at the end of this week, if you're watching it on the specific week that I post this, because this is a timeless reading, so it might not be the same week, because you might be watching this like way farther into the future. But if you're watching it during that week, in terms of the moon cycle right here, I actually should zoom you in first, but right here on the new moon, there's nothing down here, by the way. On the new moon, you have like the fuzzy charm, and at the very end of the week, this week, if you're watching, as I post this, then you are on this new moon on the 21st. You're going to be getting that like fluffy energy, that cozy energy. So I feel like whatever's happening this week, no matter if they are trying to steal your energy, I don't think that they're going to really make much of an impact on you, because I think you're going to feel really cozy, happy, and good by the end of the week. You're almost, with that new moon energy, you're just going to like kind of clear it away, push it away, or you're even going to be able to sort of like banish it away. Like, I just don't see it becoming a really big problem beyond this week. Oh, whoa, I just noticed. Okay, before we even get to your focus ring here, outside of the focus ring, we have the third eye chakra. So right here with the third eye chakra, this can also be the throat chakra, because this set of beads didn't have two different blues, but it is correlated with the third eye chakra. So definitely trust your intuition this week. That is really important. Trust your intuition. It says trust your intuition. It is in contact with the higher source of knowledge. So, our intuition is like that gut reaction. So whatever you believe in, it can be like from a higher source, from the universe, from, whatever that is for you, that spiritual side. That intuition is coming in from that place. So listen to it with trust. So let me just look around in here. So we have the candy cane, which represents both enthusiasm and I think of it as like energy or energetic, or like, because mintier things like kind of wake me up, or they kind of make me like wake up. So I think you're waking up your intuition this week. You're waking that side of yourself, and peppermint is just like very energizing. So also you just might have a lot of energy this week. I also see here the Minnie Mouse hat, which can showcase playfulness, right? Because Minnie's very playful, but she also could be sort of a Queen of Wands, right? Because it sort of looks like a queen, right? She is sort of a queen. She's Queen Minnie. So if you have someone who has sort of that personality like Minnie is, or if you have a personality of this Queen of Wands, or if you feel like you know who this person is, possibly they're more social, more gossipy, or they're just more magical in that way, maybe steer clear from them this week, but keep an eye at the same time just to make sure they're not trying to take away your ideas, especially if they're really awesome ones that you're going to be harvesting and manifesting. It would suck for them to be sort of taking that energy away from you. So I hope that doesn't happen for you guys this week. Also, we have the bottled up charm, which represents like feeling bottled up, but I because you can't really take the top off, so I feel like you might be bottling something up this week or holding something in. Something feels really heavy. It might even just be the burden of trying to get what you're manifesting out this week. I didn't even realize that, but we have like both that third eye chakra, right? But the Nine of Pentacles, she always has like this little companion, this little bird. So if you're looking for signs this week to trust your intuition, maybe listen to birds, chirping energy, or like, sometimes I also think of birds as being very social creatures. So listen to like what people are possibly saying in like social settings, and maybe you'll even find more to trust your intuition on, or more information on what might be happening with this Queen of Wands. We also have cycles. So there might be something that you're trying to break a cycle with, because this represents cycles. So it can represent moon cycles, can represent cycles of habits, representing cycles that are happening. So maybe this isn't the first time that someone's trying to steal these ideas from you. You might honestly know exactly who this person is, who's maybe a little catty or a little, they might seem nice on the surface, but it's not uncommon for them to do this behavior. So if so, maybe you're going to break that cycle this week for them, or break it, or maybe have a conversation with them about it to sort of help them break that cycle. Or maybe they're not even aware that they sometimes try to steal that spotlight. So maybe try to be the rock for them. That could be coming in. But also this rock particularly reminds me of my dad, because he's sort of the rock in my life and the rock in a lot of people's lives and in my family's life. So this can represent, being the rock for someone, like you're holding them. It can mean that you're holding this Queen of Wands accountable, but it can also be just like dad energy. So if that resonates with you, it could be that you need to speak with your family, speak with your dad, or speak with the person who is that rock in your life, and maybe confide with them about what might be going on, or just confide with them about like, yay, this stuff is happening, you're manifesting things this week. Because I feel like I'm overshadowing this, but you are really manifesting this week. So whatever you're trying to accomplish, you're trying to create, it's coming for you. You put in a lot of effort and a lot of work. I can sense that you've been working and manifesting and trying, and you've gone through trial and error, and you've had so many successes as well as like downfalls, and you've made it to this like achievement. So I don't want anyone to take that from you. So maybe like if you you confide in that rock in your life, that's going to help break some of these cycles, or even just confide in them about what's happening that you're bottling up possibly too. And the last charm that I haven't talked about yet is the hippie heart. I think of this as like the hippie heart. So I feel like you guys are kind of magical people yourselves. If you don't already know that about yourself, you're kind of magical. You have a spiritual element to you. You have a hippie element, maybe an activist element, something where you're sort of like, you root for other people find you sort of magical. So I just see that coming in. Other people are going to find that attractive this week. They're going to be finding that or you're going to be using that to manifest your goals this week. I see that happening. I want to do a reading sometime soon, and if I have, I will make sure to send a link somewhere about what kind of magical element you guys have within you, what kind of magic is within you, what kind of magical person are you, what are your spiritual gifts. I really want to do a reading on that, so if you guys would be interested, or if I've already made it by the time you watch this, then be sure to check that out, so maybe figure out what kind of magic you have within you, but you have a magic spark. So beyond this hippie heart and spiritual gift stuff, I don't think that this energy is going to be bad this week. I just think that maybe someone's going to try to ruin your fun. So just watch out for them and trust that intuition within you about what the situation is. Just sort of block them out, turn the other way. Don't let them get in your social circles. I just see that happening this week. Break them from maybe even your social circle, especially with that cycle energy. So you are manifesting things this week. You're diving deeper into things, maybe even diving deeper into what's inside this bottle here. And your head might be a little bit in the clouds. I see that with that fluffy energy. I see also third eye energy, if you don't ground it, can make you a little bit head in the clouds. So, just find a way to ground yourself back down. A great way to ground yourself is to literally earthing. If you've ever heard of earthing, it's going out, putting your feet into the actual grass, into the dirt, for a couple minutes or so a day, and that can help tremendously in grounding yourself back down to the earth, and can help you with your intuition, especially with this higher source of knowledge. A lot of people find earth energy to be very helpful for a source of knowledge in that way, in a spiritual way. And I do see serenity coming for you at the end of the week. It's just sort of, value quiet days with only the rustling leaves breaking the silence. So again, get those people out of your social circles. Don't let them ruin your serenity. Don't let them ruin, what's around you. I just see a lot of just cut them maybe out of your circle this week if you don't need them to be there. So that's all I have for you, group 3. I hope that you guys do have a wonderful week despite this. Don't let them really kill your thunder, and just let this manifest. I'm really excited. I'd love to know what maybe you guys are working on, so let me know down in the comments below. Also, be sure to give this video a like if you did like and enjoy this video. It really helps me and helps the channel. And then also, if you're interested in these types of videos, if you're interested in week aheads, into magical content, creativity, and also finding out maybe later on your spiritual gifts, then be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on all those fun, exciting readings. So I will see you guys in the next week, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Thank you, and have a wonderful week. Bye. Hello, group 3. If you decided to choose these little crushed up shells, as well as this rose quartz tumbled stone, then this is the pile for you. I hope you guys had a wonderful week last week, and I hope you enjoyed this reading. Also, we're going to be using the charms as always, and we're going to be using these watercolor oracle cards that I've created, as well as a different tarot deck this time. We're going to be using the Everyday Tarot, which I'm very excited about, as well as a different oracle, which is called the Secret Garden. And we're also going to be using chakras in this, chakra balancing. So if you're familiar with chakras, that's great. If not, I'm going to try to talk more about the chakras as we go. but like depending on the one that you get. But these cards, they have different stones on the back side that correlate with the different chakras. So it can show you a stone that you can use to heal your chakras this week, as well as like which chakra and why you need to focus and balance that chakra this week. So I hope you guys enjoyed that element. Let's go ahead and get started with your tarot cards. One thing I will mention about these tarot cards, usually when I'm shuffling on camera, I tend to wait for a jumper card, but in this case, this isn't a super jumpy deck, so it might take a little bit longer. But I also wanted to mention, let me know down in the comments below. I've asked the other two groups as well to let me know if you enjoy me shuffling on camera, because I personally really love this, and I enjoy doing it for you guys. But I'd love to know what your guys' thoughts on the shuffling on camera is. If you find it beneficial, helpful, if you can bring your energy through the screen to help with the readings, I'd love to know. So with all that waffling and chatting on, let's go ahead and get started on your reading. So we're looking for Group 3's week ahead. Group 3's week ahead. We're looking for the week ahead, the energy, insights, guidance for Group 3's week ahead. So the week ahead for Group 3, the week ahead for Group 3 here. I'm feeling this top card. So we have the Five of Wands, the squabble card as I call it. So we have the Five of Wands first off. So Group 3's week ahead, Group 3's week ahead. Looking for the week ahead for Group 3. So we also have the Knight of Swords, very intelligent energy already. So yeah, we'll see what else we have going on here for Group 3's week ahead. Group 3's week ahead. Okay, here we are. So we have the Knight of Wands for your last card. What a cool card too, right? I really love this deck. It's very beautiful. So yeah, let's go ahead and see what you also have going on for your oracle here with Secret Garden. So Group 3's week ahead, Group 3's week ahead. You already have 2 court cards, which is interesting. So Group 3's week ahead, Group 3's week ahead. Feel this one. Okay, so we have move. A rolling stone gathers no moss. Right, so this is about like getting past stagnant energy and staying put, which I think you definitely will be moving this week in terms of like moving past like stagnant energy, because you have the Knight of Wands here, and they are all towards pursuing and moving and adventure. So I don't think it will be stagnant for you this week. So let's go ahead and do your chakra. So let's see what chakra needs balancing or particular energy being brought forth this week for Group 3's week ahead. Group 3's week ahead. The week ahead for Group 3. Okay, so what do we got? We have strength. And we have the root chakra here, which the root chakra is the chakra at the base of your spine, all about security. It's about your basic needs, the needs that bring security to you, that bring financial security, prosperity, all that kind of stuff where if that's out of balance, it can really throw you off whack. It's like the foundation of all of your chakras. But we have root chakra, and it's smoky quartz. So smoky quartz can have sort of an orangey vibe, but it's basically quartz that it looks like smoke is almost sort of caught within it. But we have strength. Strength comes from your connection to the root of your being. So this can be like a literal physical thing. So it can mean that you actually need to work on your physical health in terms of like strengthening your lower muscles, your core. It can also mean like strengthening like your legs and like strengthening your core in that way. But it can also mean like from a more emotional side, finding inner strength to push through certain situations that can be difficult for you. And the reason why I say this too is because we have the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands, as you can see here, they're sort of fighting. And in this particular case, you've got some people on this side on gold, some people on the other team with the white, and then you're sort of stuck in the middle. You're not really, you are technically on the gold side here, but mostly you're stuck in the middle. You're the one right in the middle, stuck in the middle of this fight. And I feel like you're trying to move away from this energy, maybe move away. If you have like people that are typically always fighting, or in your social group and the people that you surround yourself with, maybe you're moving away from that. A rolling stone gathers no moss, right? So they're sort of putting this moss on you, or there's sort of a fighting energy that's around you, or sort of like just energy that no longer serves you. And I feel like you're going to have the strength this week, the intelligence and the inspiration and adventurous spirit to move past that energy this week. And it can also mean that not only are you stuck in the middle and you feel like you can't move from this situation, but you might literally be physically moving this week. So if you're moving house or moving out of a difficult situation, maybe moving away from someone who's creating this difficult situation for you, I see you maybe actually physically moving. It can be like moving house or moving to a new apartment, but it can also mean like moving in terms of going camping, getting away for the weekend, going to a friend's house, some sort of movement to find a space of inner strength for yourself, a strength of finding like who you truly are from your root being without these people telling you like you need to be on my side. And you're going to go out and find out who you really are, what your real voice is, and not let other people tell you what you are and who you are. Because I feel like somebody's been kind of pushing you into a corner this week, not letting you move, not letting you grow, not letting you to have your own ideas and your own adventurous spirit, not letting you just move forward on your own or move with your own energy. I just see someone pushing you down. And this can be yourself. It can be inner conflict as well. You might be like, again, strength comes from connection to the root of your being. So the root of your being could be like disrupted. Your foundation could be a little shaky. And you're moving away from that this week. You're finding out who you are. Because we have the Knight of Wands. And knights typically tell, they're messengers. So you might be getting messages this week, or you might be delivering messages to someone this week, or you might be texting, or just there's a sense of messaging this week, and that being sort of particularly important. But it's also they are fiery, determined. They're very determined, sort of stubborn, I think, slightly kind of people. So this night they're ready to go. They're ready to move. They're the type of person that like doesn't always think before they act. They can be a little risky. They can move just like really quickly. So this might have been something that you haven't really necessarily been thinking about for a long time, but you're like, you know what, it's the last straw has happened. I'm ready to move on my own away from where people are trying to put me in a box. So don't let other people put you in a box this week. It's time for you to have that inner strength to move away from that. So the one card I haven't really talked about much here is the King of Swords. So the King of Swords, he's kind of a cold, not like cold-hearted, but he's just sort of colder, more stoic, very intelligent sort of person. So they may be social, but like they're like the geeks in your life, I suppose, in a way. The people who are very intelligent, they have a lot of experience, and they also, with this King of Swords, he is very knowledgeable. So he's really interested in truth and knowledge and justice and such things as that. So there might be a situation where people are like fighting around you, or there just is like, maybe it could be a global thing, maybe it's something very internal, but you're finding not only the strength to move, but you're finding the facts, you're finding the intelligence, you're learning this week, you're pursuing learning this week, you're maybe moving towards finding the learning. Like sometimes, if you're stuck in this position where you're almost like blinded by everybody's ideas and it's all just everywhere, you finally this week are going to be like, yo, I'm going to move away from that energy, take some time off, take some time away from the fight or whatever this is, this squabble, this inner conflict, to learn a little bit more maybe about yourself, maybe learn about the facts of a situation, the statistics, the truths of a situation. I see those coming up, and you're going to just find that and use that to your advantage this week, or just, it's not even really an advantage, it's just, you're better off for being more intelligent than you were before, or learning these facts to grow and have more strength. Strength comes from the connection to the root of your being, so you could be, just gaining foundational knowledge on something that's maybe been hidden from you for a while. So with that all said, I'm going to go ahead and get started on your charms group 3, because I'm very interested to see, actually, we did not pull you one of these. I'm so sorry if you guys were watching the whole time, like, why didn't she pull me one of those today? So let's go ahead and see what you have going on here for your affirmation. So group 3's affirmation for the week. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to just take this, we'll just take all 3. So we have on top, though, what's so interesting is it says, go your own way. And that's what I was talking. You're finding your independence. You're finding your own path this week. You're moving away from what other people have told you have to be, and you're moving away from that. You also have here, find, seek, and connect, which showcases networking, maybe finding new people to put in your circle, because if this is like maybe friends, or, it could just be that you're following more people, maybe, you're connecting, you're networking, you're learning about other brands maybe, or because I think of it in like a networking way too. But you're being inspired to connect to other types of people, to new people, and find strength from that. And we also have trust your inner sun, which is so cool, because the Knight of Wands here, he is fiery energy, and the sun is fiery energy. So I see you trusting your inner sun to move yourself forward away from this situation, and to seek that knowledge that's been hidden from you, to seek that foundational knowledge for the strength for yourself. Oh, it just all makes sense. Like it's just connecting on every level here. So let's go ahead and look at your charms, though, group 3. Because I can't believe I forgot to get you guys out your little affirmations, but the ones that we got, go your own way, right? Like, go your own way. You don't have to go in the way that everybody's been telling you or mapping out for you for forever. Make your own path, your own mark on the world. Decide and make your own decisions, because they're yours. So anyway, I'm going to stop blabbering. Let's go ahead and start with your charms, group 3. So group 3's charms for the week ahead. The week ahead for group 3. The week ahead for group 3. Okay, so we have a couple that are trying to roll away here, so let me just pick those up real quick. And we have a couple that are upside down, so I'm going to pick up the ones that are upside down. And, see what's going on for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom you in. Whoop, a little too close there. And we'll see what we have here in your focus. So in your focus, you have a new perspective, right? So we had go your own way, we had move for cards, and you have the path charm, because this showcases like 2 paths. 2 paths diverged in a yellow wood, and I take the one maybe less traveled by, and I see that as this is literally a charm for like that yellow wood poem. So basically it's like this may be the path that everybody takes because it's been sort of told to you that that's the path you have to take. But maybe you're going to take the shorter path. You're going to be moving towards something else. And if you do take the path that everybody takes, you're going to have a new perspective on it now. You're going to see like, maybe this isn't what I wanted, or it isn't what I intended, or I'm creating my own new foundation of strength to move forward. Because you have here the draft charm, and drafts have a very high perspective, right? And they don't have to shout about it. They don't have to do anything crazy about it, but they're just like higher up on a different perspective, a different level than other people are, and that's okay. We also have here the bear claw charm, and it says bear claw here. Let me see if it'll focus for you. So it says bear claw here, and on one side, the bear claw, I see it as like the hibernating bear, and on this side, it's more like the bear that's ferocious, is going to protect themselves. So I see you protecting yourself this week. I see you protecting yourself from these people that are coming in and trying to tell you what your place is and where you should be and where you should stand. You have to make your own decision on that this week. You have to find out where you stand. What are you standing for? Where are you moving to? Go your own way. Other paths have already been paved, but what is yours? What path are you going to pave this week? Which I know this probably isn't all going to happen this week in terms of like you're just going to figure it all out. But I do see you finding the roots of that, the foundation of that, finding out who you are, and you're just sort of diving into that. You're kind of branching out, right? So this charm, it says here on the back, imagine, dream, and believe. So I see you believing in yourself, imagining a new future for yourself, and I see you moving and branching in new directions. I also see you finding clarity, right? So you're finding clarity because this is the clear charm, and then on the people that are around you, you're finding clarity about people around you, finding clarity on who they really are. You're seeing their true colors this week, and you're not letting them, put holes in the excitement that is your life on your path. Because I always think of this as like somebody kind of, it's like a perfect charm and everything feels great, and you're like, the silver star. You may not be the gold star, but you're doing a really great job. And then somebody else is like, nope, and they put that little hole there, and I almost feel like somebody's like stabbed you or like tried to take your thunder. So, which kind of reminds me a bit of group 2. So if you're interested in maybe more on this charm, group 2 might have a little bit of a message there for you. But mostly I just see you just seeing people for their true colors this week, going on your own direction, forging your own path. Oh my goodness, why did I not see this? You have the root chakra charm, right? So your root chakra is really important this week to balance, or to find a foundational layer and find that inner strength in you to move yourself forward. I'm not going to say that this is easy. I'm not going to say because you might be doing something that others around you have kind of like, this is the path you need to take. These are the opinions you need to have. This is the way you need to be thinking. And you're going to maybe see the facts behind that and be like, this isn't what I want. This isn't what I needed. This isn't the foundation I want to be growing off of. This isn't my path. And I see you reflecting on that because we have the reflection charm. So you're going to look yourself in the mirror and be like, this is not what I wanted. This is not what I signed up for. And you're going to forge your own path. And lastly, right here by the gibbous moon over here, the waning gibbous, we have the fragile or delicate charm alongside the cushion, or I think of it as the grounding charm. So again, more of that foundation. You're going to sort of maybe break, what has been told of you, to find your own, what grounds you, because this is like a grounding charm. I think of it as like cozy sweaters, grounding yourself down. It's more of a relaxing sort of grounding. So you might be relaxing in this new sense that you have, this new path. And it could just mean you're grounding yourself down this week, and be sure not to overextend yourself to a point where you're sort of breaking yourself down or sort of overextending yourself, because this is like the fragile china, and you don't want to break that, right? So make sure you're not getting too wound up, and take some time, watch Netflix, watch a show, read a good book, something like that. Ground yourself down this week, because grounding is really important in building a foundation, right? You have to start from the ground up. So to build this new perspective, you have to start from the ground up. So that is all I have for you, Group 3. You have a very exciting week. It's a reflective, sort of brave strength sort of week, inner strength week to sort of, say your truth, say what is true for you. So I'm going to go ahead and recap here. Basically, people are putting you in a corner, and it's time for you to move past it, to find and go your own way, to seek and find new people in your life and find what you're true. Trust your inner sun, trust your inner fire, your new direction, your new perspective on life, and just go blazes to the wall, just go for it. And then I also see here that you're going to be finding and seeking knowledge this week. Maybe you're even just learning in general, but I really see it connecting to this week, this moving energy, that you're going to be seeking knowledge this week so that you can move forward and create strength to move forward, to create this new path, this new foundation to build upwards. All very, very exciting. I really, I'm really interested, so please let me know. I'm kind of invested now, what's kind of going on for you. Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to know how your week goes, so you can come back in at the end of the week and let me know, or let me know now how this is resonating. Either way, I'm very interested. Also, be sure to give this video a like if you liked the video. It really helps the channel and helps me know that you enjoyed your reading. And then on top of that, I just want to let you guys know that I'm going to be doing other types of readings here soon, like ones maybe on your spiritual gifts, on different magical creative endeavors, as well as different week aheads and monthly readings. So if you're interested in any of that kind of those kinds of readings, maybe love readings even, let me know, as well as subscribe to this channel to see those readings come in, and be sure to hit the notification bell as well to stay notified when these readings come in. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys have a wonderful week. Keep on that root chakra and forge your new path ahead. I'm really excited and rooting for you. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you, and bye.